What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, we are going to be talking about the brand new booster set that is going to be coming out after Lightning Overdrive, and I'm very excited because we're going to be talking about some more signer love as Yusei is getting some Stardust support in this upcoming set. I'm very excited to talk about this. We recently just covered Akiza's Black Rose monster, her Blood Rose upgrade, as long as some other monsters on another actual synchro monster and some spell cards for it as well. So if you guys have not seen that video yet, please go and check that out. I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, guys, I'm very excited to get into this. So without further delay, let's get into it. So the pack name for this new set is called Dawn of Majesty, which I love the dragon that's right in front of it. The name of the dragon is Shooting Savior Star Dragon, which I really love it. Or if you're doing in dub terms, it is Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. Love the design of it. It looks like a Majestic Star Dragon in Shooting Star Dragon armor, and I really love it. I think this is one of my favorite designs from like the Yusei kind of theme deck. I really do love it, and we do got a couple of cards that we're actually going to go over. I believe we have 4 monsters, 3 main, 1 extra. We have I think it was 3 spell cards, I believe, and then we have a trap card to go over as well. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. So the first card we're going to be going over is Wish Converging Dragon. It is a light dragon tuner effect monster with 0 attack and 0 defense, level 1. You can only special summon Wish Converging Dragon with a plural on it once per turn. Cannot be used as synchro material except for a synchro summon of a majestic monster. 1. This card's name becomes Majestic Dragon while on the field or graveyard, which if you don't know what Majestic Dragon is, it is the original form of this. This is the card that Yusei and Jack actually used to summon their Majestic monsters, Majestic Star Dragon for Yusei and Majestic Red Dragon for Jack. So this is basically another card to actually be able to go in your Majestics. The only way you could go into Majestic Star or Red Dragon is to use Majestic Dragon, but now you have this other version, and it even has that restriction that you cannot use any other monster except for Majestic, which I think Majestic Dragon did the same thing as well. So yeah, I don't like when cards have restrictions on them, but I guess for continuity's sake it makes sense, but I don't know. 2. When you draw this card, I think this is similar to Majestic Dragon. I think Majestic Dragon had an effect with draw, but I could be wrong. I think if you draw that card, you can special summon it. But when you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it from your hand. Then if you control a level 8 or higher dragon synchro monster, you can special summon 1 level 1 dragon monster from your deck. So basically you get a free extra summon out of this, and since you have the target at level 1, you get Stardust Dragon on the field, you get this monster on the field from your draw phase. Like, you summon it from your draw phase, get 2 fast level 4 monsters onto the field, get your Stardust Dragon onto the field, then you can use the effect of this Wish Converting Dragon, get a token out, and go into an immediate Shooting Star, or Majestic Star Dragon, excuse me. So, pretty cool effect. That's a very fast way to get into it, and I really do like that. So, yeah, that's a pretty cool monster to start it off with. And this one is one of my favorites. And the next one we got is Stardust Synchron. Now, we finally got our baby Stardust Dragon. I think it's the 4th one, I believe. No, well, I guess 5th if you technically count Toon Dark Magician, if you want to count that as a more baby formish kind of character. I know that's kind of specific. It's not actually a baby version. It's a more cartoony picture than anything, but if you want to count it, then there's 5. If you don't, this is the 4th one. And if you guys don't know what the other ones are, you have Elemental Hero Neos Elias, which is the baby form of Neos. You got Utopia Onomatopedia, which I hope I said that name right, which is the baby form of Utopia. Then you got Security Dragon, which is a baby form of Firewall Dragon. And I guess the only ones is, if you don't count the Dark Magician one, it's the Dark Magician and Odd Eye. So those are the only two ones that are left to get baby forms. But now we finally got our baby Stardust Dragon, which I will say it's weird that it's a Light Machine Tuner effect monster. I feel like it would have been more sense if it was a Wind Dragon effect monster, but that's just me. But also it follows the Synchrons, which I think all the Synchrons are machine, so I guess that makes sense. So yeah, you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. 1. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you contribute one monster. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. Also, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So you get a free special summon to this card if it's in your hand or graveyard, but you have to banish it. And if this card is no more special summon, you can add one spell or trap card that specifically lists the card Stardust Dragon in its text from your deck to your hand. Okay, that's pretty specific. So you have to get a card with Stardust Dragon, which I think there is a I think there's like I think there's a card called Stardust Wish, which lets you revive a Stardust Dragon, so I guess you can search for that, and I'm assuming that the spell and trap cards in this are going to be searchable, because I can't think of anything else that really has that effect. I bet there is, but not on the top of my head. I have not seen quite a bit of Yusei's cards in a while, so I might not be in the best when it comes to it, but it's a pretty interesting effect. When you're playing a pure Stardust Dragon deck, then this card would be pretty interesting, but I like the more of the special summoning effect. I think it's a pretty cool monster, to say the least. And the designs keep on getting better. The next one we got is Stardust Trail, which I really think she has a beautiful design. I really do like this character's design. I think every single series has their own like girl version in their deck, or waifu if you want to call that, because you got the Dark Magician girl for GX. I guess you got Burstinatrix would probably be the one for that, or if you want to go manga, that I think there's like another one that's like a plant. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Now you got this Stardust Trail, which I don't think there was one originally. I could be wrong on that one, but I don't remember. A lot of it was just like warriors and machines, so yeah. And then you have for Utopia, you have Gaga Girl. For Ada in Form of House, for Yuya, probably Xian Magician. That was a girl, so I guess you could do that one. And then you have Cyber's Witch for Yu-Gi-Oh! Rain. So that's pretty cool that we have its own version. Looks like almost like a Valkyrie, or kind of like Dragon Maid. I kind of get the vibe from those two cards, so that's pretty interesting. It is a light dragon effect monster with 500 attack, 2000 defense, level 4. Also, I forgot to read the top one for Stardust Synchron. It's a 1500 attack, 1000 defense, level 4 as well. You can only use this card's name for a second effect once per turn each. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, similar effect to the first one, a monster you control is tributed, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Alright, so it looks like there's some synergy with Stardust Synchron. So you tribute a monster on your field, get Stardust Synchron to the field, then you get this monster out into the field. In fact, if you were able to draw your Wish Converging Dragon on your turn as well, you play one monster as a throwaway, get those two monsters, get a Stardust Dragon on the field, and since you already special summon that card, and since you control level 8, you can actually then use the effect. Well, does it work that way? You probably wouldn't get the token off of it, actually, so I don't know. Maybe you can get the token off of it, but I don't know. But let me continue reading it. If a Warrior Synchron or Stardust Synchro monster is Synchro Summoned using this card as material, you can special summon one Stardust token. Dragon Light, level 1, attack 0, defense 0. Okay, then that actually fills the requirements for MAJESTIC, because you can't use the effect of Wish Converging Dragon, because you didn't have one when you actually used the effect, so you can't really do that. So yeah, I love the synergy between these two cards, and I feel like if you're going to play a pure deck like this, it's good to have 3Ds, because it's very easy Stardust, very easy to MAJESTIC, whatever way you play in it. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, and now we're finally getting to the big boss monster of this set, Shooting Savior Star Dragon. It is a Wind Dragon Synchro effect monster, level 11. Level 11. I think it's just one level higher than Shooting Star and MAJESTIC. I think they were both level 10. So this one is a level 1 with 4,000 attack points and 3,300 defense. Holy crap, that is a monster. It requires MAJESTIC Dragon plus one +1 plus non-tuner monsters. Oh, it's just one or more non-tuner monsters, including a dragon synchro monster. Makes sense. I feel like with a big monster, you're gonna have a little bit more of these restrictions. Let's see what it got. Must first be synchro summon. 1. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls. So it has some negation. I love it already. For each Stardust and each synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text in your graveyard, this card could make one additional attack during each battle phase. Okay, so say hypothetically you're able to get, because you're going to use Stardust Dragon, and you're going to use Majestic, well, you're probably going to get into Majestic Star Dragon, get like a Majestic Star Dragon somehow, go into this dragon, and you can make 2 attacks already. Are we kidding? This is this is a 4,000 attack point monster, and then it can attack twice. Say to your opponent, say you were able to get rid of your opponent's field. This basically is an OTK. If they have no protection on their field, and they have nothing, and you're able to direct attack twice with this card, you just OTK'd. You just won this duel. Wow. This is definitely a lot better than that Dawn Dowsing card that we got, which, if you remember in the anime, was broken. Already love this card. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if this is going to be competitive-wise, but it seems pretty strong, actually. But let me go into the third effect before I jump to conclusions. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, negate the activation. If you do that, banish this card. Okay, that's very interesting. And something I noticed too, it's not a hard once per turn, because if you see it once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect, that means it is a soft. Now, if you're confused what it means with soft and hard, what basically that means is that even though it has this once per turn, a soft once per turn means is that you can only activate that once, but if you're able to revive a new version of it, then you can use it again. As a hard once per turn, no matter how many times you summon it, you can only use it once. Even if you summon another Shooting Savior Dragon from either your extra deck or you summon the same one from your graveyard, you can no longer use that effect if it's a hard once per turn. A soft once per turn means you can do it again if you get it back onto the field. So that's pretty interesting. Or at least I'm hoping that right. I'm getting a little bit better at this. I was talking to some people about this dragon because I remember this dragon got leaked, and that's what I was told about it because I asked the same question. So if I'm wrong about it, please let me know. But that's what I was told by people, or a person, I should say. I shouldn't say people. Really love this monster. It looks amazing. I really do love it. I think it's my favorite one out of them all, other than the Baby Stardust. I still think that one is one of my favorites. It's such a cute monster. I really do like that. I don't know. I have to look at the other monsters again, but this might be one of my favorite baby forms. I think the only other one I would say is the Utopia Onomatopedia. I think it looks really cute as well, but really cool monster. Love that there is finally a fusion of Shooting Star Dragon and Majestic Star Dragon. I was kind of hoping they did that in 5Ds, actually, in the anime. Before even this card was a concept, I thought this was going to happen during that Team Ragnarok duel, because remember, he did play both of them at the same, or not at the same time, he played them separate times in a duel, and I thought that was going to end up happening. Not with the Wish Converging Dragon. I thought he was going to get another Majestic Star Dragon, or Majestic Dragon on the field, and go into the monster like this, but obviously it didn't happen in the anime, so yeah, but anyway, really cool monster. I really do like it. Now let's actually get into the spells of this deck. And here is when we start getting into the references. A lot of spell and trap cards from the anime are going to have this. And the first card we got is Arriving Miracle. And I love the design of this. It's Majestic Dragon with the stars in the... If you remember in 5Ds, they have these little star things, or like these little, like, well, I guess they are stars. Then you have a ring for your synchro summon. And normally in the anime, when they did it, they always had level 9 because you had the level 8 synchro monster in the level 1, and then you had the one ring for the Majestic Dragon, and then they went into their majestic form. That's what this card is basically referencing. Every time Majestic Dragon was used, and it went into that. Love this card design. It is a continuous spell, by the way. When this card resolves, you can place one level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck to the top of your deck. Hold on a minute. That is your easiest way to get Wish Converging Dragon onto the top of your deck, or Majestic Dragon. Oh my gosh. What? So you can basically get that card on the top of your deck immediately so you can draw it your next turn for your Majestic. 2. Stardust Dragon and Synchro monsters that specifically list that card in their text on the field cannot return to the extra deck. Very interesting. So I think Stardust has an effect where, I think it's the Shooting Star Dragon has an effect to where it returns to the extra deck during the end phase after it uses its effects. So the fact that it doesn't return to your extra deck, does that mean it returns to your field? I don't think it means that. I think it means it just stays banished, if I remember correctly, or it might return to your field, actually. So that's a pretty interesting effect right there. And 3, if a synchro monster is special summoned, you can apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of Arriving Miracle again for the rest of the turn. So every synchro summon you get, I guess you get 2 additional effects. Draw 1 card to get the Majestic on the field, and then special summon 1 tuner from your hand. Oh my gosh. So basically what you can just pull off right here is that you can draw Majestic Dragon, get that monster into immediate synchro summon for Shooting Star Dragon or Majestic Star Dragon, and due to its effect, the Majestic Dragon, or the Wish Converging Dragon, excuse me, you get an extra monster, so you get a level 1 monster to go into that play. Then you use this card to special summon a tuner, get the other Majestic Dragon onto the field, and you just got a Shooting Savior Star Dragon right there. Are you kidding me? They just made that easy to summon that. What? Okay, maybe I'm a little bit too hyped to that, because I don't know if that's broken or not. I don't think the card's that broken enough to be a game changer. But holy crap, the fact that you can get a 4,000 beater on your first turn, essentially, because think about this. You get Stardust Trial, you get Stardust Synchron, and which, this is very specific, but this is why I say you can do 3, and this gives you a better odds for this. You get both of those monsters out on the field, and you get this card, and, well, no, you can add this card with Stardust Synchron's effect, so you can then play this. But it has to be in a synchro summon, so it can't really work right away. Or no, you can I think you can activate this and it still might work. I could be wrong about that. But say say you draw into this card, I think that's a better example. You just got a Shooting Savior Dragon in your first turn. Wow. Wow, very good card, I feel like, in my opinion. So that's a very interesting card to start off with. Up next, we got Stardust Illuminate, which I love it. It's Stardust Dragon, and I believe that's Stardust Shalong, I believe is what its name is. I'm probably going in for the Synchro Summon of Majestic Star Dragon. I believe that happened. Hold on, I'm going to check and see if that was the right duel. Actually, no, it was both. Never mind. I had to look up the duels real quick that this occurred. It actually happened both in the Kiru duel and the Rex duel, which I think were both the times that Majestic Star Dragon was used in Season 2. So that's very interesting. I love that card design choice. It is a normal spell card, and you can only use this card's name for a second effect once per turn. Yada, yada. Send 1 Stardust monster from your deck to your graveyard. Oh, so you don't even need to draw one of those monsters. You just get this card, and boom, you can pop the other one that you didn't get on your draw phase, and still can play it. Because remember, Stardust Trail and Stardust Synchron can use their effects from the graveyard. It looks like you got another way to summon Savior Dragon off the bat, or Savior Star, or Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, whatever you want to call it. And then if you, if you control Stardust. Oh, let me actually continue it. And if you control a Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon that monster instead. What? So send 1 Stardust Dragon from your deck to your graveyard. If you control a Stardust Dragon or Synchro monster that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon that monster instead. So I guess that means you just get to go into Synchro Summon, I think. That one was a little bit weird for me to read for a second. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 Stardust monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of this turn. What? Hold on, I'm doing research. I don't think that's actually a thing. Nope. Gosh dang it, I really thought that was a thing. Because imagine if you could do this. Say you were able to get Majestic Star Dragon out to your field already. and say you have one of your two. No, say you do this, okay? Say you get your Stardust Dragon, and we're able to get your tokens from Stardust Trail and from your Wish Converging Dragon's effect. If you decide to summon a tuner monster, which you can already get that right off the bat, you can go into a Synchro Summon for Formula Synchron, get Majestic Star Dragon out, and then you can go into Shooting Quasar Dragon. Or at least this is what I thought until I found out you have to have 2 or more Synchro monsters. So yeah, that kind of sucks. I almost found a loophole and you can get out a Shooting Quasar on your first turn, but sorry to kill the dream, but you need another Synchro monster, which is probably possible. You could probably be able to do that, but that's just going to be a little bit weird to do that. It might be possible, but probably not with these cards. But second effect, not really as impressed. I guess that is still a way you can do it. Like if you had too many cards on the field and you didn't want to just leave one card on the field, decreasing one of the monster's levels just to do that makes sense, actually. So it's not really that bad of an effect, but yeah, another really good card. These cards have been pretty impressive so far, to say the least. Some of these anime cards have just been okay, or nah, I mean, they could be better. So, really happy about these cards. And the final spell card we're going over is Savior Absorption, or Majestic Absorption, which, love it. You got Mech Lord Emperor, I believe that's Weisel. I believe that is what that one is, Mech Lord Emperor Weisel, I think is what it is, and I believe that is Majestic Star Dragon, from what it looks like. Or maybe that's shooting. No, that might be a regular. No, because of its arms. I don't know what that is, actually. I really don't know what that monster is supposed to be completely honest. I want to say that's Majestic Dragon, because if that's the case, it's referencing the Ghost Duel. But if that's Shooting Star Dragon, that's against the duel against what's his name? Primo. I can only remember the dumb name. I can't remember the sub on the top of my head. But let me go over the specs. And you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. So it's not a once per turn effect. Target one Stardust Dragon or one Synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text. You control, activate one of these effects. Equip one face-up monster to your opponent controls to that target. So you basically get a relinquish effect, which you gotta love stealing monsters from your opponents. Which actually that is a Mech Lord Emperor, because remember, Mech Lords basically stole your Synchro monster, so love the reference with that card. That target can attack directly this turn. Hold up on a minute. You get Shooting Savior Dragon and you just OTK if you play this card. What is this deck, dude? What in the world? And then each time that target destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. Okay, so I guess if you were able to disrupt the direct attack somehow, like you couldn't make it to where your opponent couldn't actually attack directly, I guess that would be a problem. And remember, Shooting Savior Dragon can attack multiple times with its second effect. So if you can't get off a direct attack, maybe you can still get on some damage with this card's effect. So, like, it forces your monster to attack the opponent's monster. It doesn't matter, because with this third effect, it will deal damage. Sure, they get an attack point boost, then you're going to deal less damage than you were going to do before, because say you attacked a monster with 3,000 attack and it was able to gain 500 attack points. And instead of losing 4,000 life points due to this card's effect from the battle damage and then this card's effect, you end up dealing only 3,500 points of damage instead, which sucks, but it ends up happening. And that's it for all the spell cards. Really been impressed with these spell cards. I think this one was definitely the weaker one of the two, but I don't think it's really that bad of a card either. So let's go into the final card of this, which was the trap card for this deck. And the last trap card we're going over is Savior Mirage. Again, love the design of this. This is Shooting Star Dragon used in its effect. Remember in the anime, when he activated his effect and he was able to draw a tuner, an extra version of Shooting Star Dragon would come alive, and you would have these different color ones. You had like blue, green, yellow, red, and then you had the original white, I think. There was blue, yellow, red, green, and then I guess or orange might be one of the colors, but I could be wrong. It's a continuous trap, and its first effect. If a face-up Stardust Dragon with plural, or Synchro monsters with a plural, or a potential plural, that specifically lists that card in its text you control leaves the field to activate its own effect, or by its own effect, you can apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of Savior Mirage again for the rest of the turn. Special summon one of those monsters, banish one of your opponent's controls or in their graveyard, and all damage you take this turn is halved. Interesting. Love the first effect because there was a specific reason why I was mentioning that effect, and someone actually did tell me about that. And I'm just going off their word. They played in the game before, so I'm going to trust his word on it. So basically, this is a potential way to use Save Your Dragon's negate effect twice to banish a card, which is insane. Basically, you got a twice per turn effect thanks to this trap card, which is pretty insane. Then, another option is you can banish a monster in your opponent controls or in the graveyard. So if you have a monster that you cannot deal with some reason, say they have like 5,000 attack points, and you can't get rid of it, like you don't have a card to gain attack points, pop that off the field. Or if there's a annoying graveyard effect monster, pop that out of the graveyard, and then you can go in for your attack. So there's more coverage to using your Save Your Star Dragon if it gets in a pinch from graveyard effect or a monster on the field. And then all damage you take this turn is halved. If you still can't deal with it, no matter what way you do it, being able to half the damage is not that bad as well. So that's a pretty good card as well. And that was all of the cards that we got for Dawn of Majesty. So far, this is the only ones we know confirmed. What did I think of these cards? I think they were actually pretty cool. I really do think that these are some of the best cards that we've gotten in a while with these anime decks. Like, I kind of wish these were back in the day. Remember back in the day when you didn't really do anything with Stardust because they were trash? well, I know if you had these back in the day, it would probably be broken, especially since these days you can deal with a lot more stuff. You probably wouldn't have been able to deal with Save Your Mirage Dragon. This might be stronger than Quasar. It might. I have to read Quasar's effect again, but that is a pretty powerful dragon. I do love it. I'm pretty excited about these cards. I think they were really cool. This is actually the second 5Ds from the main sets that are coming in these booster packs. You got one from Duel Monsters with Rise of the Duelist with Gaia. You have GX with Manjome's Thunder cards. You actually got one or two from 5Ds now with Akiza's Dragons, and then you got Usage Dragons. You got Zexal with Yuma's Utopia cards. You got 3 Arc 5s. Yes, you got 3 Arc 5s. You got, I believe you got Yuto, you got Shun or Shay, whatever you want to call them, and then you got Rin. So, very good support for Arc 5, and then you got I for at Ignister. So, pretty cool support for this, the fact that you get the second one. Also, this is the third time actually, because Gaia is part of Yugi's deck. This is the third main protagonist deck that has actually been featured in the card packs. So potentially, maybe we can get something else. My prediction, and this is something I want personally, the next set I want has to deal with Yugioh Reigns. It has to deal with Playmaker for one specific reason. Remember when I said Firewall Dragon back a while ago was getting an errata? Not only is that a perfect time, I guess you can make a reprint if you want to, which they're probably not going to do it. Probably for us, because I don't know how we're going to get the reprint unless they put it in like a booster box or something, or like a booster, or like a starter deck or structure deck or something like that. But doing this can give Konami their chance to finally settle this. Is it going to be Firewall the ace, or is it going to be Decode the ace? I know a lot of people said Decode is the ace, or not Decode, Firewall's the ace. Now this is Konami's chance if they're going to confirm and stick with that, or they're going to say, no, we're going to still keep Decode the ace. But other than that, really been impressed with this. I've really did enjoy the decks, or these cards, a lot. And I can't wait to see what else. I've been hearing rumors that the other cards that are going to be in this has to revolve around wind. So a lot of people are assuming that Rory's Leerlusk are going to be in it, which I love. I would love that. Out of all the Bracelet Curls, Leerlusks were my favorite. I really did like the Leerlusk archetype. They looked really, really cool. I really did like it. So it'd be really cool. And then another wind monster, which I guess maybe you can do like a newer archetype, maybe like Windy Storm Riders if you want to get another Reigns out there, or maybe you can do something for GX, but I don't know what you could do, or Duel Monsters, but again, I don't know what really is wind from those. Zexal, same thing. I don't think there really is much wind. So that is some potential cards we can see around wind attributes. Now, it doesn't have to be full. It can be just some cards are wind attributes, because remember, some of these cards were light attributes, so it doesn't mean that it has to be just pure wind. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it weighs, but I'm very excited to see these cards in the game, and I can't wait to see if they're actually going to make competitive play. The only anime cards that I know off the top of my head that are competitive, or at least in the OCG, is Adignisters and Code Talkers. Salamangreats are kind of trying to still keep out there in Ultra Guys, but they haven't really been doing the best. Trickstars and Gokis are dead at this point. And yeah, just can't wait to see what these cards are going to do later on. And just the casual and for the competitive, I'm very excited to see what these cards are going to do. But that's going to be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on these cards were down below. Which card was your favorite? Which I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know what mine is. It's going to be Shooting Savior Star Dragon, even though Stardust Synchron is pretty cute and is very close, but it's not going to do it. And you know, you also got Stardust Trails, but still, I think Savior Dragon just looks really, really sick, and I really do love it. And let me know in the comments below. I like to add these little twists to the questions. Do you think this means we have a potential, not in this set, I don't think it will be in this set, but a potential of getting, and hear me out on this, Scarlight Savior Red Dragon, which would be a combination of Scarlight Red Dragon and Majestic Red Dragon. Wouldn't that look sick as well? I really hope now that they actually do that. Now it kind of jinxing that. What would you guys think if they ever created a Scarlight Majestic Red Dragon? Would love to know your guys' thoughts on that as well. But guys, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching it. And until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.